Hey, William and Jacob. At court, Megan was trying to tell me something. I noticed Kayla's attitude was different on the visits. Her attitude totally changed. I heard a few people here in New York. A lot of people are mad at Paul and Marianne, so some people are actually telling me the truth, which actually helps out on their lawsuit. It lowers the lawsuit for the state of New York and others a little bit. And the ones that the police department find out are telling me the truth. It lowers their lawsuit and their charges. But and even the police department's a little bit. The police over here are trying to say a little bit more of the truth, and still setting up everybody. I noticed Kayla's attitude was different. Her personality seemed to change. Even when she came back from Katie and Rhiannon, she seemed distant and stayed in her room a lot and talked to you less, Jacob. I just saw that she was upset, but I know some things changed. And then the last visit, Megan, that foster mom screamed at Megan and Nicholas, and the dad screamed at Megan and Nicholas, and didn't say anything to Kayla, but screamed in their face, and the police department was really angry and walked past me because he was getting Kayla to talk. But he also meant he was going to get, Kayla was already in a lot of trouble. He was going to get, Megan wanted to talk. Megan wanted to tell me, and she was staring at me. She was sitting, laying across my lap, laying down and staring in my face, and every time I did this, she would do this, and every time I did this to look at y'all, she would do this, and every time I did this, she'd do that. She was trying to get my attention because she wanted to talk. She wanted to tell me, you know. Every time I did this, her little hand would go up and do this, and she was trying to tell me, and the police department walked by. Megan wanted to tell me, but she was being threatened and abused, and they were being slapped around by that foster parent, especially Megan, to keep quiet and shut up. She also told Megan to go sit by her, and Megan refused. Instead, Megan laid down on my lap and stared in my eyes. I mean, like this close. And every time I turned my head to look at y'all, she'd do this. And Kayla was trying to talk to me, and Megan just kept doing that. But what I didn't know is Kayla was actually, from what I was told, pregnant at court. That's why I noticed her stomach, she seemed to have changed in her size a little bit, and her stomach had a little bump. Well, the foster parents were actually drugging Kayla, and encouraging and making her have a guy over, and one thing led to another, and she got pregnant. And what was she, 14 at the time or so? They're in a lot of trouble. They're being charged with raping her. After that, Social Service finally said it went too far. Tony took custody of Megan and Nicholas. That was, I had already known about Tony at the time. I already knew about Tony, and that Tony cared. And Dave and Brian, those are two of his best friends. One is his twin brother, that they don't look just alike, but they do. They're both this tall, and they both got black hair. One's got lighter eyes, and the other one, they look a little bit different in the face. They're fraternal twins, where they don't look just alike, but they do look a lot alike, a whole lot alike. But that's the reason that that one visit at court, Kayla did not show up. Kayla was gone. And the judge said when we in this pain and harassment, Kayla had been pulled into what the judge called pain and harassment. It was basically the same fraud case. They were trying to This court case has many court cases divided up into one, and then he said you'll be getting them back. Well, Kayla had been pulled into that part of the court case, and she harassed herself away. If I was in Chattanooga at the time, at this time right now, they would have still continued with the lies, and I wouldn't have known that. But it's putting pieces together. It's also to get y'all in trouble, so just be careful, okay? I love you guys. I'm going to do this video and then go to the bathroom because I'm having a hard time with the internet, and use the internet on the grocery store. I don't have phone service. I don't even have anything to eat, so I'm out of money. So tomorrow I got $1. So tomorrow I won't have anything to eat because nobody's wanting to help me. They're wanting me to get in trouble, and I'm not going to. I'd rather starve to death. And what's going to happen is the same thing before I started working, is that they'll just give me a drug and I'll drink a lot of water, and they'll give me fluids, and that's how it's going to go. I'll just have to go without eating. But somebody gave me potato chips, 3 bags of potato chips, and police department checked out the chips, and somebody had put a drug on the chips. They think they sprayed the drug on the chips. So it's more like a powder, like a tasteless and odorless powder, and it was supposed to give me diarrhea. It made me feel bad, so I have to be careful what I eat, and it has to do with the money. They're also trying to charge me, saying I wanted to be drugged. So there's a lot of scams in this court case, and you boys just be good, okay? Police department which is Tony, is riding that woman's butt, and I'm glad that she stays gone a lot, and you stay down there, and Jacob just hangs out in his bedroom, or hangs out with you. Just keep it that way, and just try not to talk to her much, and try not to talk to very many people when you guys go out. I don't know if you're being made fun of. That's a lot what this court case has to do with, making fun of people. Don't worry about it. Just play on your phone and don't think about what they say or do. I am not in trouble. There has been fake social workers, we'll call them pretend social workers, William and Jacob, that have came over there. So whatever they say, just remember, I could be told lies. I could be told lies. We have been lied to a lot. The state of Georgia, Tennessee, and New York are in a lot of trouble. Even other states, especially social service and others. I love you both, but Kayla will not be coming out at all. Kayla's staying in. Kayla's the reason that you boys got left in, partly. She said if she couldn't go home with Tony, then William and Jacob couldn't go home, so she could be harassed and would be left alone. It was partly Christine's idea, Ruby's, Cedric, and Cedric's family, the ones that were at court. They were a big problem at work because I worked with your cousin. I told you about that, William and Jacob. I worked with your cousin, Ashley Appleberry. You can look her up on Facebook. I think she's on my friends list. She is in a lot of trouble, a whole lot of trouble. She picked on me and got everybody to make fun of me and got them to bring their friends in, and they hired in their friends and so forth and so forth, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're in trouble, and just remind yourself they are in trouble. They're trying to get you in trouble. They're being mean to you because they're in trouble and they're jealous. They want to be in your position and they can't. Like one girl, she followed me here from Brooklyn, and she was hanging out on the train station, and I kind of ran her off. She said, I want to see Little Bow Wow. And so she was harassing me and hanging around me and asking people questions. Not everybody got to see Little Bow Wow, really, when he came to Brooklyn. He stood really close to me, and nobody even recognized him because he wasn't dressed like, and he was rapping, but he was doing it really, really, really soft like this, and nobody could hear what he was saying. and there was something going on the phone, but nobody could hear what he was saying. He had wrote and he was singing a song he did for us. But just hang in there, okay? A lot of people have wrote songs and did stuff, so the world's not over. They just want you to think it's over. Just like me. I'm having to go without anything to eat hardly, and tomorrow I'll have nothing really. I got $1. What am I gonna buy about $1? I don't know, but the police department has to do things to, even if I get really, really hungry, to the court case ends, to give me fluids and drugs. I also have to hang around the police department because of what Christine did, and even Kayla, because Kayla covered up and lied to it because she wanted to go back to Katie and Rhiannon because, quote, my rules were too strict. She helped get y'all back into foster care. Get y'all back into foster care. She's in a lot of trouble for that. I love you boys, but this is where the elevator up to the train. You just heard the subway. You remember the subway we took when we met? Left from Flatbush and Jacob threw up on the train? That subway. Long Island Railroad. That's where I'm hanging out. The Long Island Railroad in Erin. Right here. I got it on my Facebook. See? There's the train schedule, and there's Merrick. No, it's not showing up. Maybe you saw me, but there's the police department, there's the cars, there's a little police department right there. I have to hang out around the police department. They have to give me a drug. I'm told I have a tumor in my brain. It's not as big as my mom's, and it's not cancer. They also, when I had met Nicholas, they removed a tumor without telling me. And Stony Brook is in a lot of trouble for that. I knew that they did something because I heard them say, "Did you get it off?" And they said, "Yeah, we think." And neither of them are cancer. But this one up here, it's about right here, and even right now my head hurts, and that was a big problem why I didn't feel good. Plus they were drugging me. It had to do with Joey's money, and I also had to do some other stuff and other lawsuits and money, and they wanted to take it from me and somehow scam their way. They didn't really want you guys, but they want to keep you guys from getting it. So just hang in there, okay? I love you, and be good. You are allowed to watch my videos. I don't care what she says or the pretend social workers or social workers say, or even if they get police officers to say it. You can watch my videos. Trust me, I had a guy arrested this morning. I do every day. I have at least one person arrested every day. Myself. I told him he was going to be arrested when he got in that taxi. And I just went on about my business with people sitting all around me. I said, "You're going to be arrested." And he was pulled over, and I even heard people talking about it. But more people tell me the truth, more this lawsuit goes down for themselves and also the state. Police department's trying to load their lawsuit by coming out hinting to me too. I love you boys. But for a long time I could not even pull up your YouTube videos. I could not even get into the comments. I couldn't even watch the videos. So they were doing something on my phone where they were doing it restricted, and that just got stopped. It's the restricted button is moving now. It was stuck. So and sometimes when I try, it'd like go off and then turn back on by itself. So they were actually doing something on my phone, and it's off now, so I can leave you comments. I don't know if you were doing it on your side. I don't think so. But I couldn't even watch your videos or even leave a comment for a really, really long time because they did not want me to be able to tell you. But just hang in there. It's not over. They want you to think it's over. They want you to think your life is over. They want you to think this. They want you to think you'll be in trouble if you talk to me. You're not. Even the police have let me know I'm not in trouble. They are. They even these police officers over here sometimes probably wish that they could. because they are in so much trouble themselves. A lot of police officers in the city tried to get me in trouble, so they had to send me here because they were actually trying to get me in trouble. I got one fired and told him he was going to be fired, and he got arrested. He was a police officer watching women. And Officer Palmer, which is the head cop for the state of New York, he's also owns a lot, and he owns the grocery store down the road, and he wanted to help us. And Tony knew about me and knew about us before we left New York, and he wanted to help. And Joey and the family refused to allow him to help. And I was hearing about a Latino and a black guy. Well, Tony's Latino, and he's tall. And Officer Palmer is tall, and he's a black man. Palmer wanted to get us an apartment, get us a house, and they came up with this whole scam to keep us away from Officer Palmer and also to keep us away from Tony. Palmer's stepson walked past me, and he was supposed to be in Officer Palmer's will, and he got took out of it. But a lot of people are in a lot of trouble. I love you, boys. Just hang in there, okay? But I'm having to go without eating. The police department's having me to sit here on these chairs. See, I'm just sitting here at a charging booth, and even my cord is getting to where it's not even charging anymore. So it's really hard for me to eat. This is a charging bank thing, and I'm just sitting here. I got my stuff. I'm court ordered to keep my stuff with me, and they had to give me a drug to keep me alive. Because the damage done in the court case after all those drugs, especially when I was with you and when we left, and I was even given it at the grocery store down the road that Officer Palmer owns, because they were trying to get him in trouble. They targeted a lot of the places that he owns because he owns a lot. He's an older man. He's older than me, and he owns a lot. He's got a lot of money, and they wanted to get him in trouble. And so for a while he had to pretend he was in trouble, had to say he was in trouble, and so forth and so forth. But he's not in trouble. But he wanted to help and give us free groceries and do all kinds of stuff to remove us from that part of the court case. So none of that ever happened. But Kayla is in so much trouble. I keep thinking about, why did she do it? I mean, it's really hard for me to cry because the damage and the tumor and the damage done to my heart, but I had to sit around the police everywhere I go because they had to give me a drug to keep me alive. And sometimes they can barely give it to me, but it has to keep me alive for my heart and my lungs. I love you guys. Just hang in there, okay? I love you so much. But I've gone for months. 2 months without a shower, without even washing off with a water hose because I have nowhere to go, and they have to have me sit here because I have a lot of threats. And the police department's right there. I had to go stand by their door, even though they can't come out because of the fraud, because they're actually in fraud. They're fraud. So I had to stand by their door, and they got everybody in fraud. And everybody around you, pretty much. I had to stand by the door while they came out of this door. I had to stand by the door over there while they came out of this door and let him know, because that door is part of it. And then there's a door over there. Then they can also go out of a door up there, I'm told. So they arrest a guy, and they also had to... that night they had to arrest like 2 others and some others I didn't know about. So that was a big morning, early in the morning, kind of at night. So after all that, I'm sitting up right here, so I'm not getting much sleep. I'm barely sleeping, so I'm fighting really hard to end this court case and get you guys back. I love you. Don't think I'm not trying. I am. This is Subway. Don't think I'm not trying, because I am. I love you, okay? Bye. I am so hungry. I am so hungry. I can't wait to see you guys and be out. The police have even came out and said it's not going to be very much longer. I just don't know how much longer. They keep doing things to extend the court case. and they used Kayla at the end, and from what I'm told, they're trying to get you guys involved. But they used Kayla at the end. They know, don't mess with mama. This entire time, don't mess with mama. Mama set you up and work with the police, and they found that out. I love you, okay? Just go along with what they do and what they say, and you can listen. Don't say anything negative about me, and that'll keep you, or anything, and or what you know about Kayla, even though they probably already know. Just go along with it, and just talk about basic things and simple things, or don't talk at all. From what I'm told, neither of you boys really want to talk about anything with them. So that's perfect. I love you boys. Hang in there. I don't feel very good. But I have a tumor that is actually life-threatening, so they're having to get me out. Very, very life-threatening on this side. I always wondered why this side hurt. And Joey knew that. And they'll talk about that. He knew that. The hospital had me checked and never told me. They knew. They knew when I first met Joey. And they lied to me when I was at that other apartment. When we first met Joey with the cats and the turtles that you don't remember in Brooklyn. I love you, okay? Hang in there.